What is happening, guys? Welcome back to the King in It podcast. We're back. It might not seem that long for you. It's only been a week, but it's been about 3 weeks since we recorded the first one, hasn't it?
You're not supposed to say that. Like, people don't know because these are coming out weekly and consecutively.
If you are brand new here, this is our brand new series. The first 3 have been kind of about our travels, but travel's cancelled for now. So we came up with a new format. So episode 1 was Myths and Legends. If you missed that one, it was a belter.
And bloody legends.
So what we're going to do is we're going to educate you for free.
Yeah, because I'm really smart. Like, everybody knows that. You know, I wear glasses. If you're watching this on YouTube, like, hello, welcome. I've got my glasses on.
It is proof of Amy's IQ.
Everything I've written down today for this podcast, straight off the dome. It all gets saved up in my brain. For me to just splurge it when I need to. Times like this, Craig, you know, podcasts and stuff. So, yeah, all my research was from the heart and from the head.
So we've got 10 podcasts this season, each with a different theme. We've been scouring the internet for the best and most interesting and weirdest stories. This week, we've got an absolute treat for you because this week's theme is true crime. So I'm just going to jump in there straight away with a fact.
Go.
For crime.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
Statistically speaking,
yeah,
the average person will walk past 16 murderers in their lifetime.
Shut up. That's not true. Who's your source?
Cheers to that.
Oh, what? That's crazy.
So what are you now? How old are you? 31?
Yeah.
So you're about halfway through your life, so you've probably walked past
halfway?
8.
Don't kill me off. Jesus, I'm not going to be 62 when I...
Six. You've walked past 6 murderers at least so far.
Wow, that's crazy. You know that thing that I always come back to thinking about, like, you know, if like a genie came out of a bottle and it asked you for 3 wishes, and one of them, he gave you a choice, and one of them would have been to know everything, in the world.
We always have this conversation, don't we?
Would you? Because you would know who those people are.
I mean, you'd probably be dead in a week because you'd drive yourself mental. Because you know the answers to all the corruption and what's going on with the government.
Well, I've thought long and hard about this, and I was thinking the other day, there was a true crime story that came up, and I thought it would be great to know who the like Madeleine McCann, for example. Like, it'd be great to know what happened there, like the truth, and if you just knew that. But
it could be like, she's here.
Yeah, either she's here,
but then they'd be like, you did it. How did you know?
This is it, see.
Yeah.
They could blame you or ask you, how the hell do you know all this? And, you know, who would you give the winning lottery numbers to the next week? Like,
it would be a gift and a curse,
it
wouldn't
would be. Oh, it would be. But you'd be very smart. And I think, yeah, if you came forward and you're like, I know everything, the police are going to be like, get to jail. Like, get to jail, mate.
You'd be like, yeah, but I know the combination to all the keys and the locks, so I could get out.
Yeah.
I know what to say to that guy, so he'll let me out.
I know.
Because he's got secrets.
Oh, it's too difficult.
Too much power, I think.
Yeah.
But if you missed episode 1, what are you doing? Go back and listen to it.
Yeah.
But we ended it with a riddle. So
that's right.
If you did miss it, this was the riddle. I speak without a mouth. I hear without ears. I have no body, but I come alive with the wind. What am I?
You told me the answer and I still don't even know. I can't remember.
You don't know?
That's a hard one.
The answer is an echo.
An echo.
An echo, nice and simple.
Did anybody get it? If you did, let us know somehow. How would people get in contact with us?
Send us a letter in the post.
In a bottle.
Let us know how you did.
We live near Barry Island. We'll pick it up at some point.
But before we get into the podcast, we want to thank this week's sponsor, the beautiful Surfshark.
Yay!
Did you hear that?
No. That is not a shark.
That's a growl from a shark, if they could speak.
This is true crime podcast, not fake news. Yeah?
Surfshark, baby!
Surfshark!
So if you don't know what Surfshark is, it's a VPN, which stands for Virtual Private Network. We use it every day.
Every day.
Basically, it works out a few quid a month. It protects you online. You can use it across your laptop, your phone.
It's just like, I mean, we used it before Surfshark even wanted to work with us. So you know, we're promoting what we use.
Yeah.
And it would just be silly for you not to have it for like, a couple of quid.
Yeah.
To save you, keep you safe, keep your children safe, like everything.
Oh, calm down.
All right.
I know this is a true crime podcast, like, but don't threaten people to buy it.
You will die if you get served.
You heard it here first.
Oh dear.
There's a load of cool things you can do with it as well. You can change your location so you don't get price discriminated against when you're booking flights.
Yeah, that's really cool. I love that.
Yeah, it's great that. And also you can change your location for Netflix as well. So if you've rinsed UK Netflix or Canada Netflix, you can change to another country and it literally unlocks a whole new library.
Yeah, I love that as well.
Quality stuff. So not just that, it's not just amazing and cheap.
Yeah.
We got a bloody deal for you as well, mate.
Oh, Craig, you're so spoiled.
I'm feeling
honestly.
good today. Feeling good.
You're feeling nice.
If you've heard episode 1, you're like, yeah, it's the same deal. But it doesn't matter. So all you have to do is go to surfshark.deals/RYOW podcast, which stands for Rule Your Own World, which you should do every day
Every
anyway.
single day.
And you'll get 83% off.
83%.
What else, saying? Tell them.
I haven't actually got that page up. So
3 months free.
3 months for free. Did you say 3 months free or free?
3 months free.
No, hell of a deal, Craig.
Hell of a deal.
So yeah, if you didn't buy it on podcast 1, buy it on podcast 2.
Yeah.
And maybe they might sponsor us for another season.
And if you've bit skin this month, buy it on podcast 3 or 4.
Yeah.
Or maybe 10. But whatever you do, buy it.
Yeah, just like do a car boot sale or something and then, a couple of quid. It's like a pair of socks.
Wash your mum's car. Wash your nan's car. She'll give you 3 quid.
I've just got one thing to say. So last week, when we were looking for like myths and legends, looking for all those kind of stories and stuff, it was quite hard to find like a good example, like to find a good story. This week wasn't the case, Craig. No way.
Crime is prevalent in the universe.
Yeah. If you are looking for a true crime story.
True crime.
Is that what I said?
Sign up here for all your true crime stories.
You will find them in the masses. Like, I did not struggle to find any stories at all. So I just want to say, like,
calm down.
People, we sort yourselves out. Like, can somebody calm down, please? Ridiculous.
Start committing those crimes, will you?
Yeah. But it's so weird for like me and you to sit here and talk about it because I would never murder somebody, like unless I had to.
That's good to know.
But like it's not built in me.
Yeah. Well, yeah, it's not built in most people, is it? Luckily.
No. But if you did shit on me, like, watch your back because...
You heard it here first, people. So what have we got then? I said to Amy, I know it's true crime, but try and keep it light. She said to me yesterday, everything I've got is really dark.
Really dark.
So do you wanna set the tone?
All right, so I'll just kick in with. So there are currently 4 types of serial killers.
Oh, okay.
Did you know that?
No.
These are visionary, mission-orientated, hedonistic, and serial killers that want power and control.
Jesus.
I know. So like the problem these days is that like lonely, sadistic people, they kind of find it like a buzz to do this, and then the media click onto who they are and some people even like claim that they've done crimes that they haven't even done. So they look. So
yeah, that's weird. That's a weird
strange
thing. That happens a lot. That happened in the one that we just watched on Netflix, the Yorkshire Ripper.
Like they want to be famous for these things, which is mental.
He like sent in a tape of his voice and everything, pretending he was the killer, but it wasn't even him.
Yeah.
Mad.
Crazy.
Why would you want that? So weird.
Yeah, they play games with the police. They leave clues and they attach them to like loads of different serial killers, like Harry, a little bit lighthearted, Harry and Marv, the wet bandits. You always used to turn the tap on.
Oh yeah.
So that
calling cars.
Yeah, and then Harry was like, "Why'd you do that? Now you've like connected us to all these other crimes." But yeah, I guess that's the thrill of it for some of them. If they get caught for one, they're going to get caught for them all.
If you don't know what Amy's on about, she's referring to the wet bandits from Home Alone.
Oh yeah.
And they used to go in and rob houses, and then Marv would flood the houses, like put socks in the sink and flood them. Yeah. But that was their calling card.
Stupid.
If you had a calling card, if you were a serial killer, what would yours be? Eat all the snacks in the fridge.
Absolutely. I was thinking, I don't know why it just came to Santa and leaving donuts and not carrots for the reindeers. But obviously then I would be eating that. So I'm not leaving that for anybody.
Yeah, you ain't leaving your snacks for no one.
I ain't leaving that. No. Maybe like some blood in a donut.
What the fuck's wrong with you?
Smeared across the wall. Amy was here. Oh no, I won't say my name.
Arrested. Straight to jail. Amy was here. Amy Bannister, 87.
Graffiti.
Oh, maybe not. I'm going to say your address then.
Don't say my address. Jeez. So yeah, some statistics about serial killers. 32% of killers do it for enjoyment. 32%, that's a lot.
Fucking hell.
Do you know what I mean? The thrills, the lust, the power, they do it for that. 30% is for a financial reward.
That makes sense.
And the financial side is mainly women that do that.
If you are that broke, we'll give you some money for Surfshark. Please don't kill anyone.
We can do a car booty together. I've got bum bags for all, or fanny packs, depending on which country you are listening to this. 18% do it in anger. Okay. That's where, if you cheat on me, I'll fucking have you, mate. 6.3% to advance a criminal enterprise. I've no idea what that means, but that was number 5.
Well, I guess drug dealers want to move up the ranks and that,
Oh, yeah.
Popping people off to
I hate that as well, in areas where there's gangs and you have to be initiated by killing someone. Don't be so stupid. What is wrong with you? Now, I watch a lot of jail documentaries.
You love jail docos, don't you?
That one with the guy who was wrongly convicted. What was his name? Raphael, him. And yeah, the amount of people he meets that are in gangs that killed someone to be initiated is ridiculous. What do you think's going to happen? You're just going to get away with it and then you're part of the boys. Oh, you're one of the big boys. God, come down here now, I swear to God. I'll show you what. I'll give you what for.
How would they get in your gang then? Best crocheting gets in.
No, just, gifts and sweets, handmade donuts, if
with
they're
blood
nice. No, that's different. And fewer than 1% because a cult put them up to it.
Yeah.
Cult.
Like Charles Manson. He had a cult, didn't he? He convinced a bunch of people to go murder people.
How can you convince someone, though?
I know, it's mad. Well, you just brainwash him. He thought he was Jesus, didn't he? And they did as well. So they were like, right, we're in. So
the result of all that is if you want to kill someone, if you've killed someone, if you're going to kill someone, you're just thick as shit. Basically.
Or tapped.
Yeah. Well, yeah, we know that. So yeah, but Netflix is raking it in the moment.
Yeah.
All these murder documentaries. It's so weird though, because people are morbidly drawn to killings, aren't they?
I think it's just that it is such a... It's so far
intriguing
from the norm. You want to understand why it's happened.
Yeah, we can't comprehend it.
Yeah, you can't wrap your head around it. So you're like, why would someone do this? Who was the person? Like watching that Yorkshire Ripper one.
Yeah.
We were just constantly, it was a bit drawn out. They were like, and then they didn't find him. And it was episode 13. We're like, come on, hurry up. But it turns out he was just a normal guy who worked in he was a delivery truck driver. And they sort of joked about him potentially being a serial killer, and he was laughing along with it.
Yeah, yeah.
But yeah, I think that's what it is with people being obsessed with these shows, is because it's so far from your comfort zone and a normal everyday life.
I want to be should we talk about something nice? But literally, my next story is about a child serial killer. So
why do I tell you? Keep it light for the people, make them laugh. She's like, oh, child serial killer. I've got one. I'll tell you this one instead.
What is it? A story?
It's a story, yeah.
Story time with Craig Holmes.
Story time with Craig Holmes. So this story is called Stranger Than Fiction. So it's based in Poland. There was an author called Christian Barla. She wrote a crime novel in 2003, which quickly became a bestseller in Poland.
Okay.
Was flying off the shelves.
Fiction?
Fiction, yeah. It gripped the nation and received a lot of publicity. However, police found many of the details about the murder in the novel eerily familiar. The description of the murder was remarkably similar to what they knew about an unsolved case on one of their books. The torture and murder of Dariusz Januszewski. So then police decided to dig a bit deeper and discovered that not only had Christian known the victim, he was the last person to have seen him alive.
Shut up.
And actually sold Januszewski's mobile phone.
Really? What are the police doing? Why didn't he have his mobile phone? Like, this is policing 101.
Well, he killed him and nicked it, hadn't he? So Christian was charged and received 25 years in prison because
No
it turned
way.
out the story that he'd written, which was fiction,
No way.
was a bestseller. It was an actual in-life person. He killed a person and wrote a book about it.
Do you think he was like testing the waters to see if he could get away with it? Or do you think he was like, no, this is fiction, I'm not going to get caught?
Because you know what we were saying about people who were like, they'll play with the police? I think
Yeah.
he's one of them.
Yeah,
Do you know what I
wants
mean?
to be like
Obviously tapped him and is like so arrogant
egotistical.
and egotistical that he's like bragging about his murder.
Oh my God.
It's like O.J. Simpson. I know this is a bit of a controversial subject, but he wrote a book called, it was something like If I Did It or something like that.
Oh, no way.
And it's like an in-depth description of the murder.
Mm-hmm.
And the family like sued him for the rights to the book and stuff because he was making loads of money off it.
What the hell?
But he literally was like, if I was going to do it,
No.
this is what I would do. Yeah. And the book's out there. So the same thing happened with this person.
So why is O.J. Simpson not in jail then? They had no evidence to prove it was him.
There was heaps of evidence, but he just had really good lawyers. And
Yeah,
for
yeah.
somehow every turn, it was like corruption with the evidence and stuff
My
like that. We could do a whole
goodness.
podcast on that. Going back to this story, so prosecutors believed that the motive for the killing was tied to jealousy, as Bala had assumed that his estranged wife was having an affair with Januzowski.
Right, okay.
Bala is working on a second novel now.
What, in jail?
In jail.
Shut up.
Tentatively titled The Lyric. I don't know what that means.
Righto.
So police report evidence found on his computer plans for killing a new victim to tie in with his second novel.
So is he getting out of jail?
Well, he's got 25 years, but he was writing another book and he was literally lining up the next fella and the
No
next woman
way.
to be like your next pal.
I'd like to read that.
I wouldn't want to read that, would you? Maybe he's a serial killer without knowing it and he's addicted.
He liked it too much, I
Yeah.
think. Crazy.
That's mad, that isn't it? That's a
crazy.
ballsy move. Like, I'm going to write a fucking novel about this.
Yeah, thick as shit. See? Thick as shit. Running theme. Just shut your mouth.
I know.
You know?
It's almost as bad as writing Amy was here on the wall.
Fingerprints all over the donuts, everything.
Right then, you're going to tell us about child serial killers then? Or?
Yeah, well, I'm going to tell you specifically about one.
Right, okay.
Would you like me to show you his picture now or at the end? I'll show you at the end.
All right.
So, today I'm going to talk to you about a child serial killer.
If this is a sensitive subject, feel free to skip this part.
Okay, so this child, Amarjeet Sada, described as the world's youngest serial killer.
Oh, hang on. So he's not serial killing children. He's
he's a
you
bloody
made it
child,
sound
prick.
like he was killing
sorry.
children.
No.
He's a child.
Oh, God, yeah, that would be,
right, that makes more sense.
next level darkness.
Okay, so he's...
But I'm not going to lie, he does kill children, but he is a child.
How old is he?
8.
8?
8 years old.
Holy smokes.
So, born and grew up in India.
Right.
Just 8 years old, he purposely killed his cousin, who was 6, his baby sister, who was 8 months old, and the neighbour's baby.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Any motive? Or was he just tapped?
So, sit yourself down and have a little cup of tea, and I'll just tell you the story now.
Sorry, go on.
So, according to Amarjeet's uncle, some family members were aware of these crimes, but they just, in India, they're very... People's business is people's business,
Yeah.
So it was considered family matters. The family will deal with him, la, la, la. I don't think anyone really knew the extent of it. So much about him was suppressed in court because of his age. But the 3 incidents went unreported until Amarjeet killed the 3rd baby in 2007. So little is publicly known about the boy, who was born in 1998 from the relatively small farming town in India. Obviously because of his age, so they didn't really say much in court or anything like that. But we do know that his father was a labourer. The family was regarded as impoverished, and he hadn't really attended school consistently.
Right.
So
Not exactly catalyst for a serial killer, though, were they?
No, I know.
Didn't go to school. I didn't go to school much.
Didn't go to school. Had a poor family. That's a lot of people. A lot of people in the world.
Yeah.
The neighbour, a woman called Chung Chung Devi, had laid her sleeping daughter, Kushbu.
Oh, that's a cute name.
Isn't
Isn't it?
that so lush?
You look like a little Kushboo.
Kushbu. all right, well, hopefully my fate isn't the same as Cushboo's.
Oh dear.
In a nearby primary school. So she laid her down sleeping in the nearby primary school and returned home to do her chores. However, she couldn't find her daughter when she came back to the school. By then, Amajit had already strangled the life out of Cushboo's fragile body. When the people of the locality caught him and questioned him, Amajit confessed without even showing 1 ounce of remorse.
Bloody hell.
Oh no. So he was just 7 at the time of his first murder.
Please subscribe to the podcast.
To the utter shock and panic of the villagers, Amajit admitted to killing his own sister, who was just a year old. The baby was sleeping peacefully in her mother's lap when her own brother, had carried her to her death.
Jesus Christ, man.
Took her out of her mother's arms. So Amajit, who carried the infant to a deserted field, returned home without her. When the family questioned where the baby was, he took them to the field and showed them her dead body that was covered in grass and leaves. So, he had tried to cover her. He knew that was wrong.
There's quite a few stories about kids who have just been completely neglected, and they've had no nurturing at all, and they've turned into murderers. There's the YouTube video you can watch it. I've forgotten the girl's name, but she's she's just so full of hate, and she's literally 6 or 7, and she's like, I'm going to kill my brother. She's just saying it openly because she was abused as a kid. You know?
And that's got a lot to do with why serial killers are as they are.
Yeah, you always find there's a backstory. Yeah. Even on that, going back to the Yorkshire Ripper again, his dad was abusive to his mum. So seeing that was a normal thing for him.
Yeah. So they say serial killers, because of the impact of exposure to physical abuse, drug abuse and alcoholism from an early age causes it, and brain injuries and mental disorders also play a part in it, which is crazy. So the police took him to the police station and asked him why he committed the crimes. But all Amajit did was smile at the policeman, and he told them that he was hungry. So they gave him some biscuits. A psychologist at the time said that the young boy was a sadist who derives pleasure from inflicting injuries. But, under Indian law, child aged 8 can't be sent to prison. Instead, they can be detained at a children's home until they turn 18. So the boy was reportedly placed in a home. But right now, no one knows where he is.
Because brilliant. We could have seen him on
He was
rickshaw
released
trip
in 2016.
Oh,
so
Jesus. He's been out for 5 years.
Yeah, he's 22 now. So, yeah, chances are we probably passed him and he could have been one of the 16.
Could have been. Keep your eyes peeled if you're in India.
Yeah.
If you see a guy wearing a name badge saying, what's his name? Amajit, then get a sprint on.
This is him.
Oh, my days. He looks
terrifying, doesn't he? He looks like a little killer.
Yeah, he actually does.
Yeah, he doesn't look happy at all. His eyes are pure evil. He's got a big forehead and his eyes just come out from under it ugh.
Thanks for that, babes.
So yeah, brilliant. That's fine. That's great. Great time. Are you feeling okay?
I'm try and keep it a bit light, She's brother kills sister with bricks in
Child
face.
killer.
Okay, so I've got another story which isn't that well known, surprisingly, but this is mad. So
what tone are you giving us for this?
This is I can't even put this into a category, but Kim Jong-un?
Yes.
He had a half brother who was assassinated.
Oh.
Did you know that?
No. Did he do it or?
Let me tell you the story. So one of the weirdest stories of the year was the assassination of Kim Jong-un's half-brother, Kim Jong-nam. Whilst making his way through Kuala Lumpur International Airport, he was confronted by 2 women. One of them was wearing a sweatshirt reading LOL.
Okay.
LOL, laugh out loud. Who sprayed him in the face with VX nerve agent.
What's that?
It's a nerve gas. So he died 20 minutes later before he could make it to the hospital. But the strangest part of the story is that the woman later said that they thought they were taping a comedy prank show. They were paid to spray another man in the face with water earlier in the day.
No way.
And apparently they were completely unsuspecting assassins. So in October, they pleaded guilty in Malaysia.
They pleaded guilty, did they? I mean...
They pleaded guilty, and they could potentially face the death penalty.
Where's this?
It was in Kuala Lumpur International Airport.
Right.
But how mental is that? Like, they've literally told her to spray someone with water,
That is
completely innocent,
yeah.
and then they've gone up to him and done the same, and he's literally died. They've literally killed him.
Oh my God.
How mental is that?
That's so unfair.
You know what a
That's
savage that
like,
is, isn't it?
because imagine that was you. Like, you've got no intention of killing somebody. but
Especially
you
wearing
have.
your lol jumper.
No, I know.
You're obviously out for a good time. You're not out for an
That is
assassination. Are you?
savage. Yeah.
Brutal.
Oh,
What a mad story, though. That's literally like something out of a film.
nobody knows. Nobody knows. So what happened to those women?
I got no more information.
Oh, I knew you were going to say that.
I can find out. Let me find out.
Because, yeah, like, obviously Kim Jong-un he's a well, power head, isn't he? So if he didn't like his brother, chances are, well, we just kill him.
Go on, mate.
Get away with it. Absolutely.
So it says how North Korea got away with the assassination of Kim Jong-nam. So sounds like they were
Like it
the
is.
perpetrators. So there isn't actually any info I can find. But if you want to know what happened to the ladies who were involved, then just have a Google. But
And then
that's a
email
mad
us.
story. Yeah, email us and let us know.
Email us, let us know. That would be great.
We'll let people know on the next podcast then. Another quick one for you here. This is quite funny, actually. This is the story's called The Lowest High There Is.
Okay.
So for a trio of drug thieves, it was their lucky day. These dumb criminals broke into a home in Silver Springs, Florida, and discovered 3 jars of cocaine.
Right.
They took it home and snorted the whole contents. And then they discovered that the jars were in fact urns and that they were snorting the remains of the victim's husband and 2 dogs.
No way.
So they literally just sniffed 3 jars of humans and dogs.
Minging.
How gross is that?
Like, surely if they weren't getting a buzz, they'd be like, what is this? You
Yeah.
know? That's dodgy as.
It's minging, isn't it?
Okay, you ready for another story?
Oh, here she goes. This is going to be dark again.
It's only short.
You're going to make people switch off.
It's minging. It's not dark.
All right, go on then, babes.
So this is the story of a crime scene cleaner.
Oh,
couple.
wow. Oh, this is
Actually, a couple.
a couple. It's
Yeah.
romantic, isn't it?
Yeah. So they describe the smell of a dead body
Oh, Jesus.
as it's almost like off meat.
Oh, jeez. Well, it makes sense.
Like if you put meat in your fridge without power, left it for 3 weeks and then opened it, that's probably the smell you'd get.
Oh, wow.
I guess that wouldn't leave you ever, would it?
No.
No. Terry and Timothy Molesworth, cute, they are forensic cleaners, which means that they're on call 24/7 to clean up suicides, homicides, houses of hoarders, meth labs, trauma scenes, and everything in between.
Wow, might they see some sights?
How did they get that job? That's what I want to know.
You want to get a job doing that, do you?
I mean, it would be very disturbing, but also very interesting. But like, you know, they go to high school and they go, do you want to be when you're older? And they're like forensic cleaners. So how do you fall into that? Like, it'd be great to actually get them on the podcast and interview them.
Yeah.
And be like, how'd you get into it then? You know? Because
It's probably just, they go down the
criminal.
law and order route
Yeah,
and then they get
maybe.
into the sciencey side of it.
It's crazy though, isn't it? Like, same with like people that work in morgues.
I couldn't think of a worse job, to be honest. Not morgues, just crime scene cleanup. Just imagine that. Like, how do you? I know people have got to do it. People do it, but how do you disassociate that? I guess it becomes
Some
work.
people do. Yeah, some people
But
do.
like I have nightmares when I watch like shows that are a bit too
Oh,
intense.
it's you, babes.
Imagine having that as a job. I'd
Some
never
people
sleep.
are built well for it though, you
Yeah,
know?
they can
Like
just,
investigators and FBI people that see so much,
Yeah.
they must just completely shut off to it.
Because there's people who've got the jobs as well who they're like what's the word? They basically go through Google Images because thousands and millions of photos get uploaded like per second onto websites.
Yeah.
And so when you type in specific things on Google Images, they'll come up. So they've got a team of people, like hundreds of people across the world, who will go through and filter out
really bad stuff.
the murder
dead.
scenes that shouldn't even be on the internet.
God.
And there's like, I watched a program on it where they have to have counselling like weekly because of all the
Really?
shit that they see. So imagine that as a job. You're literally just clicking through like
Yeah.
all kinds of stuff.
Dark
That's
web stuff. Yeah.
Traumatizing shit, that is.
Oh, they must be paid a hell of a lot to do that.
I think they are, because nobody wants to do it.
No way.
The girl said she did it for like a month and she had to quit because she was
Shit.
having like really bad mental health.
Again, like, how'd you get that job? Like,
You could probably apply online for that.
well, yeah, they're probably taking on now, aren't they? You need some extra money? Lockdown? on the side?
Wouldn't recommend it.
No. So yeah, the duo described the most difficult job they've ever had, which involved a gruesome scene in which a man had passed away in his bathroom, but wasn't discovered for an entire month.
Oh my days.
Imagine that, like not having any family and just going and, it'd be a month before anybody even knew. And they probably
quite
only
sad,
knew
isn't it?
because of the smell. Yeah. So,
You'd stink, you would as well.
oh, it would be like small, like cream puff smells,
Cream puff.
donuts, mawams.
Look, it smells lush up there. Is that a bakery melting?
Oh dear.
Tim and Terry would love it.
So his body had dissolved into the tiles and hardened.
Oh my days.
Yeah, just to bring you down a notch.
I know, you're a proper buzzkill today, you are.
So obviously he was found in the bathroom. So yeah, he just sort of dissolved into the floor tiles, which is absolutely disgusting. It would be described as similar to an oven with all that greasy stuff, but it had gone hard and like baked onto the tiles.
Baked? Why? Who's baking them?
Well, they're describing it as similar to an oven.
Oh, right, okay.
You know what I mean? So when you bake something, then it softens and stuff. So it was just skin and hair at this point.
Oh,
like, can you imagine
Jesus
that?
Christ.
Can you imagine
After a month?
after a month?
You
It
know,
must have been hot or something. I don't know.
another fascinating podcast I listened to before, I forget which one, but it was...
Hang on a minute. Whose story is this?
No, sorry to interject, but this is
That's fine,
on
Craig. You
topic.
carry on.
So this podcast was it was about this guy who, I don't know if he had some sort of like farmland, and you know how like people can sign a thing to donate their organs after they die.
Yeah.
This guy's whole setup was that he was looking for bodies, so people could donate their bodies, and he would put them in different scenarios to see how they would decompose to help these forensic investigators
Wow.
in future things. So
Again,
like,
how are you getting that job? Like, what? If you just made that job up?
he must be. Maybe he's just like a secret necrophile.
Yeah,
and
that's
he's like,
strange.
But anyway, these
Anyway.
people, they donate their bodies. And so he'll like put one like under a tarpaulin in the shade. He'll put one just out in the sun with like a cage over it. So he's got
On his farmland.
on his farmland.
And he lives there.
And he lives there.
Oh
so you
my
can imagine
God.
what that smells like.
Oh no, we're afraid of, bumps in the night and stuff.
You know they're all dead though, yeah.
Yeah, but they're ghosts.
If anything, they'd be knocking and going, I didn't really sign up for this, so can I have my contract?
Am I getting paid for this? And can I have my clothes back? Because
Can you cover me up a bit? My bits are hanging out. But yeah, that's mad, isn't it?
that's crazy.
I have to find that podcast out.
Yeah.
Carry on then, as you were.
Oh, thank you. So yeah, so obviously it was just skin and hair at this point, which is a little bit whoop. So they literally had to scrape the deceased body matter off the floor tiles into plastic bags.
Who's buying the house after that?
The body wasn't even there, like it was completely gone. So there's that little light-hearted cream puff of a story for you.
I wouldn't describe it as a cream puff. All right, let's lighten the mood a little bit, shall we?
All right, you go, because I got nothing light for you.
All right, bank robberies.
Oh, loves a good bank robbery, me.
Fascinating. I feel like as long as you don't hurt people, why not? If you can get away with it.
All right, Jesus.
So I wanted to find like the most successful bank robberies.
Fantastic.
So there's two that stood out for me.
Isn't it crazy, though?
What?
We're for them. We're like, yeah, I hope you can do it.
Fuck the bank.
Take all that money, wicked, they did it.
That's what I'm saying. As long as no one gets hurt or traumatized in the process.
It's
then...
only money and they can have a great time with them. We're like, brilliant.
So the second one, I don't agree with because the person who did it is a douchebag. But the first one is called Banco Central Burglary. So it was in Fortaleza in Brazil. Mm-hmm. And after renting a commercial property in the middle of the city and posing as landscapers, the gang behind this enormous heist spent 3 months digging a 256-foot tunnel to a position beneath the bank.
Yes, lads.
This is
on.
literally like money heist.
Money heist on Netflix. If you have not seen it, go and watch it.
Then, over a weekend in August, they tunneled up through the reinforced concrete into the vault of the Banco Central branch.
Nice.
And they managed to remove 3.5 tons of Brazilian real notes,
Shit.
much of which has never been recovered.
Yes, lads.
You know how much they stole?
How many notes is it?
It doesn't say, but I'll tell you the amount.
Let me guess.
3.5 tons of notes.
Oh, God, I don't know. 165 million.
$70 million.
Wow.
Gone, mate.
How many of them was there?
It just says a gang. They don't know how many.
So
But
you know I'm going to have loads of questions about this.
That's all the information I've got. So there was a gang. They posed as landscapers. They dug the tunnel and they nicked the money.
There was
no
like
one
no
ever found
little
them.
laser lights that are going to go off as soon as they put their elbows through it.
Somehow they just managed to go straight up into the vault.
Yeah, but still.
Job's a good one, mate. Bob's your uncle. 70 mil richer.
Why don't we
Mic
have
drop.
friends like that? Like, I'm
Mad.
not that smart, but obviously there's smart people out there. Oh, so if you're
If anyone
listening,
fancies it, give us an email.
We'll be part of it.
Pitch us your plan.
Maybe we'll do it from the behind the scenes kind of thing.
We'll just oversee the project.
Yeah, project manager.
Producers.
I'm really good like that. You wouldn't want me there. My elbow would go through that laser. End of everything.
One of your wigs would clip it.
She's so clumsy. We're all in jail.
Fucking hell, eh? We were nearly there. All right, the most successful bank robbery of all time.
Oh, that wasn't it.
That wasn't it. That was one of. Was in Baghdad in Iraq in 2003.
Right.
Considered the biggest bank heist in history, this bold theft was allegedly ordered directly by Saddam Hussein himself, just days before the American invasion.
Right.
So the Americans went into Iraq, invaded it, just bombed the shit out of it. You know, terrible death tolls and all the rest of it. But reports suggest that following the crime, a note signed by Hussein surfaced instructing that 920 million be withdrawn by the bank and given to his son, Qusay, Qusay, who reportedly spent the better part of 5 hours with another unknown individual, loading the heaps of money into vehicles to an undisclosed location.
Hang on a minute. Back it up. What?
So Saddam Hussein, he's like, you know, head of
Powerful.
Iraq. He's the leader. It's basically like Trump. It'd be, well, not now.
He
but
was never a prime minister or anything.
yeah. Saddam Hussein, he was an Iraqi politician who served as the 5th president of Iraq. So he was the president of Iraq.
He was the 5th president.
He was a president. He was the 5th president.
I did not know that.
He gives his son a note. He's like, basically, go to the bank. It's like when your mum said, go to the shop, get me a chomp.
Give me 20 fags, yeah.
You go to the bank, get me 920 mil.
Just with a
But
note.
they were getting invaded by the Americans. So essentially, he was like, all that money is going to be taken from.
So he knew.
He knew it was happening. So basically he went in, they took all the money, loaded it into trucks.
Nobody said a thing. Nobody questioned them.
No, they just went with it because it was from a note from Saddam.
Right, okay.
He could have forged that note though, couldn't he?
But I feel like, you know, if it's like Joe Biden, if he goes to the central bank now and goes, just pop out 900 million, they're going to go,
Yeah,
nice one, Joe.
But if they were getting invaded and the whole country was going to be taken over.
All right, fair enough.
Yeah,
fair
so
enough.
that was the situation. So today it's unclear how much of the total missing cash has been recovered, but it's believed at least 650 million was discovered in one of Hussein's palaces during a raid.
How big was his palace?
I know. But it doesn't end there. Tasked with counting the illicit loot, American soldiers made off with hundreds of thousands of dollars for themselves and their families.
I'm sure.
But 35 service members were caught. So these soldiers are going in and just stuffing their pockets full.
Shit.
And a bunch of them got caught.
Were they slap on the wrist or?
I mean, if that was me,
Yeah.
I would be like, go on, lads. You done your bit. Like,
Yeah, me too.
finders keepers.
Yeah, yeah.
But yeah, apparently they got caught. I guess it's stealing at the end of the day, isn't it?
Oh, it depends who is looking at it. You know?
If it was me and you,
Yeah.
slap on the wrist. Give us a bit of that.
What was his name? Qusay. Sit down, love. I'll be taking this.
What's your next story then? You got something?
What's happening next weekend? I'm going to rob a bank. I'm going to find some
Oh no,
friends.
we already got the ball rolling with that. We've got applicants.
Yeah. Let's go for Matt's story. Okay. So I've got 3 and I'm going to choose Matt's.
Okay.
So as a trustee, we were called in for a lot of different tasks related to the estate of a deceased client.
All right, who's Matt?
Matt's he owns a company. He's a trustee.
All right, okay.
Financial. They sort out all the financials to the family or whatever.
Mm.
So one such task was entering and cataloguing the entire home of a woman who had passed. He doesn't remember what she died from, but he thinks it was just natural causes.
Mm.
So she had a dog who eventually died of dehydration, which is really sad. Because you can imagine, like, if nobody knows she's there dying.
He can't work the tap, can he?
No. He died of dehydration, but not before trying to chew his way out of the front door.
Always bringing the tone down, in you.
Should we take a minute? She and the dog were found several months after she had died. So their bodies had turned into liquid.
You love a little liquid body, didn't you?
Literally melted into the carpet and then the concrete floor underneath. So it seeped all the way through the carpet into the concrete floor. Mm. So by the time they were there on the scene, it was a hazmat situation. You wouldn't want to go in any other way, really, would you?
No.
Just strap me up, suit me and boot me, like, so I can't smell anything. She ain't smelling like donuts. So he had to suit up, wear protective gloves, foot coverings, masks, garments. They entered the home after the body had been removed, where there were millions of dead and alive flies in every room.
Oh my God!
So that's the kind of job you're doing as a cleaner. No,
not
cleaner.
Not for me. I'm calling in sick that day.
No, he's a trustee. He wasn't even a cleaner, but he had to be there
just to see it.
Yeah.
I'm calling in sick, mate.
Yeah, you would, wouldn't you?
I got a hangover today. Well, you can't say that, can you?
Probably not.
I got man flu. Not coming in.
Yeah.
I'm not bringing my scraper today.
Oh, jeez.
Or my Hoover.
Oh, jeez. Oh, stop it. But it's mad, though. It's like another world, that all of that, innit? Like, and how many sort of rules and regulations there are, and how good you have to be as like a head detective to be like, don't touch that. Everybody get out.
That's rule number 1.
This is a live crime scene. Yeah, but you'd be surprised at how many people go in, fucking tread around the place. And
that'd be you, that would. Proper nosy. Ooh, what's in that box?
What's in that cupboard?
Any donuts?
That's just towels.
Just towels.
Just towels. But yeah, so yeah. You're laughing at.
Just towels got me. I don't know why.
Aim, can you step back? Like, this is your job.
Can you stop smelling the towels?
Yeah. Wonder what she washes those with.
The Mona Lisa. You've seen the painting in the flesh.
I have. I've been there.
Surprisingly small, isn't it?
It was. It was great, though.
It was cool to see it.
There was a big crowd. We weren't at the front, were we?
No, couldn't get to the front. That was back in the day before the happened. So, do you know Mona Lisa's is basically priceless? There's no price, but it was valued at $2.5 billion.
Wow. My goodness me.
So it's in a climate-controlled room to keep it at the ideal environment.
Temperature, yeah.
It's also now encased in bulletproof glass to prevent threat and injury to the painting.
Bloody hell, righto.
It's the most famous, priceless painting in history. But did you know that it was the object of a simple and unsophisticated theft by an amateur?
She got stolen?
Did anyone hear that then?
That was...
Amy just had a dinosaur come out of her throat.
Hang on. So somebody nicked her?
Somebody nicked Mona Lisa.
When?
Right, 1911.
Yeah, it would have had to have been.
It was back in the day. So this is before she's got a bulletproof shield and all that.
Bodyguards and everything.
Yeah, so an Italian patriot and an employee of the Louvre, Vincent Perugia, hid in a museum closet.
Oh, Vincent, mate.
Took the painting off the wall, put it under his coat, and walked out of the museum.
Easy.
Unobstructed.
Easy.
But there's a lot of speculation because a lot of people were like, "Oh, it weighs over 200 pounds and all this stuff." I don't think it does. I've seen the painting; it's not
tiny,
that heavy.
Yeah.
So Perugia held the Mona Lisa in his apartment for 2 years.
Good lads.
And then he tried to sell it to the directors of the Florentine Uffizi Gallery. I'm assuming that's in Italy. Although Perugia became a national hero in Italy for trying to bring the Mona Lisa home, because it's actually, it's Italian heritage, isn't it?
Okay.
He served 6 months in jail. That was it.
6
for his
months.
bold theft.
What a guy.
But it says that Perugia was the only one prosecuted for the crime, but it's unlikely that he acted alone. This is the bit where it says it's like £200. But years later, a man who called himself the Marquis of the Vale of Hell, as we do.
Title and a half.
Um,
Has he self-titled himself that, is he?
Well, that's what it says, yeah. He confessed to an American reporter, Carl Decker, that he was the true mastermind behind the theft of the Mona Lisa. On the condition his story be kept secret until his death, he revealed Perugia was one of 3 men paid handsomely to snatch her. This way, the Marquis could sell multiple forgeries of the masterpiece to collectors for a ridiculous price. So the beauty of the scam was that each buyer would believe that they owned the authentic Mona Lisa because it was stolen. No one knew where it was. And it says then, whether Marquis was telling the truth or not is still hotly debated topic around the theft. But that's quite mad, isn't it? It's quite ballsy.
It is ballsy. But yeah, I mean, if she's something so special, you're not going to, like, 2 years later go, I've actually got it. Like, do you want to buy it? Because someone's going to go, he's got it. Like, get him.
Yeah. Because if you buy it, you're not going to then go, come and see it in my gallery. They'll be like, where the fuck did you get that from?
I know.
That's not yours, mate. That belongs in the Louvre.
I know. And he's like, oh, no, this is just a copy.
It's a copy.
This one, copy, yeah.
Very good copy.
Yeah. I do you good price.
£10 a viewing.
Oh, goodness. Again, thick as shit. So.
Yeah. Common sense, isn't it?
Yeah.
Just hanging on your wall. Imagine you had the Mona Lisa in your bedroom, like.
It would be quite special, though, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Like, who painted her?
Leonardo da Vinci.
Oh, Da Vinci, of course he did.
Italian. So really, it should be it's Italy, shouldn't it?
It should be in Da Vinci's bedroom, shouldn't it? Or as people online, or as people from the US of A call him, Da Vinci.
Do they?
Yeah.
Shut up.
TikTok.
Oh my God. I love the TikToks where they're asking the Americans, like, no offense to any Americans, listen, most of you
they were,
switched on.
Yeah, they were mainly like high school kids.
Yeah,
asking them about geography.
What was the one where they're like, what's the capital of Europe? And they were like, Paris.
No, it was like, name the continents. And they were like, London.
But I got one last fact. It's just as a quick one.
Okay.
Did you know that reindeer make excellent getaway cars?
I've just seen this. Yeah. How cool is that?
It is cool. A little bit unfair on the reindeer, but I thought it was so funny. In Siberia, people often use reindeer to escape from crime scenes. And the Russian police are now asking to have their snowmobiles replaced by reindeer.
Just fast as lightning.
Yeah.
So
well,
fun.
they've just built to run over snow and everything, isn't
Yeah,
they?
yeah.
They're amazing.
Okay, so my last story.
Go on, babes.
We'll go out with a bang.
Is it an upward bang or a downward bang?
What do you think?
Downward bang. Oh, God, please stay tuned. I got a good riddle at the end.
So the title of this story is called Scared to Death.
Okay.
You're a shit with them. All right. A 27-year-old woman. She hasn't paid her rent in 4 months. You have to keep going with this. But her landlord was quite kind because he knew she was poor. No, this is
Plot twist.
No. So after 4 months of zero contact, he was like, right, enough's enough. So he rang the police to get in there to either talk to her, change her contract or whatever.
That's him kicking the door open.
Kicking the door open, okay. He wants to lease the flat to someone else. So the cops kick the door in.
Wrong way in, lads.
And use the landlord's key to get in, find the woman dead in the shower. Yeah, I know. She just sort of slumped against the wall as if she'd like slid down. However, the water wasn't on. I know. And as this is in the winter time, the water is never shut off by the city because if there isn't hot water moving through the pipes, then they'll freeze. So, it didn't just cut off or anything. It just wasn't on. So the fact that her shower's off means it was never turned on.
Right. What's she doing in there then?
Or someone turned it off.
Oh.
So the body's taken to the morgue and autopsied at the family's request because there's no obvious signs of death. So as far as the examination could conclude, she died from an adrenal surge causing her heart to stop.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So more commonly known as being frightened to death.
Gee, is that a thing? Yeah.
Apparently so.
Do you know what? In my night terrors, sometimes I feel like I'm frightened to death.
Yeah.
Imagine I died in my sleep from an adrenal rush.
To be honest, it wouldn't like
Surprise
me because the noises and the movements you make, you're like twerking and you're popping, dropping, lacking, and you're like, you sound like a little dog. And I'm like, Craig, it's fine. I'm here. You're safe.
Sometimes she just jabs me in the ribs to get it over with.
Sometimes I'm really tired and I'm just like, Craig.
Thump in the back of the head.
So yeah, the body was old, but no test showed any residual drugs in her system.
Residual.
Yeah, that's what I said. None were found in the apartment, nor was there any signs of anyone having entered or left the house.
That's creepy.
The young, pretty, average, healthy woman appears to have gotten into a shower and then her heart stopped due to terror. What would the scariest thing be for you to see?
A ghost.
Do you believe in ghosts?
No.
Have we got a podcast on ghosts? Or am I just making that
Yeah,
up?
the paranormal.
All right, we won't talk about
Coming
that now
soon.
then. We'll try and get a few more of them.
I know, we need to mix these up.
So we're not overusing them. But yeah, that's me. That's my stories.
Well done, babe. Some good ones in there. Some very dark ones. But
yeah.
Informational.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. On the last podcast, when I was like, there's always some dickhead in the garden when the sun comes out, sawing and hammering. Using a... No, I was like, there's someone with a sledgehammer.
Always.
Turns out it was actually my mum in the garden with a sledgehammer. How funny is that?
With a sledgehammer?
Yeah, I went downstairs with a sledgehammer by the front door. I was like, is that yours? She was like, yeah, why? I was like, we were trying to do a podcast and we could hear you.
What was she doing?
She was trying to knock down a wall.
Good woman.
I know, she's mad. My mum loves a bit of DIY.
She does.
If you've heard any sound effects throughout this podcast, other than ours, they're having the kitchen done now, so it's probably that.
Yeah.
All right, let's finish this off with a riddle. You ready for this one?
Oh, no, I'm not, because they frustrate me so much because I have no idea, but go ahead.
You could get this one. You measure my life in hours, and I serve you by expiring. I'm quick when I'm thin, and slow when I'm fat. The wind is my enemy. Now, don't say it.
Say that again for me, please.
All right, one more time for the people. You measure my life in hours, and I serve you by expiring. I'm quick when I'm thin and slow when I'm fat. The wind is my enemy.
Oh, man. No, just now.
So we'll leave you with that one, guys. So if you are brand new around here, thanks for listening along. Make sure you press subscribe if you're watching us on YouTube.
Yes.
Hello there.
Tell your friends.
Tell your friends, tell your nan.
We've got about 1,000 subscribers.
Yeah, we need to bump them up a little bit. Do you know what I mean?
A little bit.
We're also doing a giveaway. So if you leave us a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts, you're in with a chance of winning some King in It merch and stickers.
Love it a lot.
So make sure you leave your name on there and say, my name's John. I love the podcast because of this.
Yeah, and make sure it's 5 stars, because if it's 4, I'll find out who you are.
You can't be a 4-star winner.
And I will come for your nan, you know? I am a dark bitch.
Amy will leave a bloody donut on your doorstep.
Oh, just to frighten you into bumping it up to 5 stars. This will happen. This will happen.
So that is it, lads. We'll see you next week. Should we do paranormal next? We haven't decided what's next.
I feel like there should be something a bit more light-hearted next. But we've got a choice of, 8 more? So
yeah, it'll be a surprise. Lucky dip for next week.
Lucky dip, who knows?
So come and join us. And yeah, it's been a blast.
We'll have a laugh nonetheless. Okay, 1, 2, 3.
Bye.